Hi everyone, it's Kerry Engel here with Creative Scrapbooker Magazine and a technique taster creating an elegant mixed media layout. So to create this layout, I've used a variety of thermocraft products. They're transfer gel and fancy foils, some ColorBox chalk inks, ColorBox Top Boss and embossing powder, the Therm web adhesive, and their liquid adhesive, and the Paper House Productions color wash paper pad. This pad of paper comes with some really vibrant and lovely watercolor papers that also have some foil to them. So that was my muse for today's layout. So to start this layout, I took some Super Stock by Creative Scrapbooker, and I've applied some of the Decofoil transfer gel with an old key card. So what I do is I take a little bit of the transfer gel and my stencil, and I'm going to create some movement across my page, and I put it on the edge here because it's just a little wider. And you have to remember that it's this is a mixed media project, so we don't want perfection. Perfection's a little overrated. So we're just going for a really loose, organic stenciling of the circles. It needs to sit on your paper for probably an hour or more, depending on how thick you laid down the paste. I also created a frame out of this, so I applied some of the Decofoil gel just to the corner of my frame. Now what we're going to do is apply some foil to our layout. The fancy foils come in some nice big sheets, and at first I had never thought about running this, doing foil directly on a 12 by 12, but your laminator will fit a 12 by 12 page. So you lay down your foil on top. And because this is a mixed media project, once again, it's okay to to overlap. When we're doing fancy, really tight designs, you don't want your stuff to overlap, your foils and your papers, but because this is a mixed media look, we're safe to do this. Decofoil has parchment paper that you can purchase already. It's a protective sheet for when you send it through the laminator. And to do the 12 by 12, you'll need 2 sheets. So then we're going to run this through the laminator. We're going to be careful that it's smooth so that it doesn't buckle here, and we'll see what happens. So we've run it through the laminator, and you can see through here already where our gold dots are showing up. Really pretty, and it's okay that it's messy because this is a mixed media layout. So now what I'm going to do is add in a few other circles on top of these circles. So I'm going to take the circle stencil, and I love these little fingertip applicators from ColorBox, and I'm just going to messy in some other circles. So here we have an example of after my circles have been dabbed on. Then I took the Kelly Creates Dream Pens, which coordinate beautifully with the Clearsnap ink as well. And I just did some, I guess, drunken lines around my circles. I'm just adding a little bit more depth to it, right? Using the colors that coordinate with the stamped image. What I did as well is, remember when I used the transfer gel on my frame, we're just gonna show you how I created this. I foiled it, and then I just took, once again, the Clearsnap ink, and you're just blending it all over the frame. So here's my finished frame. So I smudged several of the colors. I went from the purples into the reds at the bottom and created a bit of an ombre effect. And I'll show you how it works on my layout. To create this page, I put a purple background, layered the foiled cardstock on top, and then I created a photo cluster. I just chose some of the papers from Paper House pads here, and I took some of the ColorBox ink and just inked the edges. And then my custom colored frame that I made, I'm placing there. These snapshots are a Paper House production product as well. I thought this layout needed a little bit more dimension, so I fussy cut out some butterflies from the Paper House paper. To make this one a little bit fancier, I just took some gold string, wrapped it around the middle, and you tie it to make some antennas. So my butterflies are going to go in this corner. I thought my layout needed a bit more dimension, so what I did was I stamped Elizabeth Craft Design, this floral background stamp, on some clear cardstock, and I embossed it with some Clearsnap embossing powder. What you end up with is this beautiful gold floral background, and once again, taking my little fingertips, I'm just going to paint. Now you're probably thinking some of these flowers overlap, but it's okay. We're going to cut them out and we're going to create our own flower cluster using them. So you can see here how I cut out all of my flowers after I basically finger painted them with ink, and just created a cluster using something that a paper piece I cut out from the paper pack. Created this lovely little floral cluster that then I'm going to add to the layout. And there you have it, a really fun, elegant mixed media layout using Paper House Productions, Clearsnap, and Thermoweb's foil.